In today's episode, we journey from Porto to Guimarães. This picturesque city, located north of Porto, further inland, enjoys warmer and less rainy weather compared to the coast. The simplest way to get there is by taking the direct CP suburban train, which connects São Bento station in Porto with Guimarães station. Let's start our journey. A prominent building in Guimarães displays the inscription, "Here, Portugal was born." The story begins on a granite hill, where a medieval castle stands. This castle, built in the 10th century to protect nearby monasteries from Moorish attacks, became the home of Count Henry of Portugal. In 1111, his son, the future King of Portugal, Alfonso Henriques, was born here. 3 years later, in 1114, Count Henry died, leaving young Alfonso and his mother Teresa behind. Teresa, the illegitimate daughter of Alfonso VI of Castile, soon fell under the influence of the Castilians, especially Count Fernando Perez, who gradually took control of the county. The hope of Portuguese independence rested on young Alfonso, who was raised by the skilled commander Egas Muniz. Alfonso was wise and brave, becoming a knight at the age of 14. Eventually, he rebelled against his mother and her lover, leading to a direct confrontation at the Battle of São Mamede near the fortress of Guimarães on June 24, 1128. With great courage and the support of Egas Muniz's loyal knights, Alfonso Henriques emerged victorious, changing the course of his country's history. The Battle of São Mamede marked the beginning of modern Portuguese history. It was the first event where Alfonso Henriques, one of the most remarkable rulers and the future first king of Portugal, Alfonso I the Conqueror, was mentioned in chronicles. Below the castle stands the impressive palace of the Dukes of Braganza. The building dates back to the early 15th century, but owes much of its current appearance to 20th century renovations. The Dukes of Braganza are a dynasty associated with Portuguese kings and Brazilian emperors. The first owner of the palace was Alfonso, Count of Barcelos and the first Duke of Braganza, who was the illegitimate son of John I of Portugal, the first king of the Avis dynasty. The dukes left the palace in Guimarães in the early 16th century, leaving it unfinished. Over time, the abandoned palace gradually fell into ruin, as local residents dismantled it for building materials, rendering it a ruin by the beginning of the 20th century. Restoration of the palace began during the Estado Novo era, when Guimarães was envisioned as the center of a modern Portuguese nation. The reconstruction was impressive, reportedly surpassing the original. The Palace of the Dukes of Braganza was opened to visitors in 1959. Part of the building was turned into a museum, and another part became the official residence of the President of the Republic. Founded in the 10th century, Guimarães boasts a beautiful preserved old town, making a stroll through it a journey back in time. The historical center is anchored by two interconnected squares, Praça de São Tiago and Largo de Oliveira. The Church of Nossa Senhora da Oliveira was founded by Alfonso Henriques himself in the 12th century to commemorate his victory at the Battle of Orica. In front of the church stands a stone cross, marking the miracle from which the square and church derive their names. In 1342, Pedro Esteves placed a cross brought from Normandy on an olive tree, which miraculously came back to life. From the square, charming, quiet, historic streets lead out, where every step reveals chapels of the Station of the Cross. From the historical center, we head towards the cable car. On the way, we pass the beautiful flowered Largo da República do Brasil square, at the end of which stands perhaps the most beautiful church in Guimarães, São Galter. This is the last work of architect Andrea Soares and dates back to the 18th century. A unique experience during a trip to Guimarães is a ride on the Teleférico of Guimarães cable car. It's the first cable car in Portugal, inaugurated in 1995. In just under 10 minutes, it takes us nearly to the top of Mount Penha. After exiting the cable car, we enter another world, a world of magnificent nature, beautiful rock formations, and large boulders interwoven with lush vegetation. The summit offers a panoramic view of the surroundings that takes your breath away. Here you'll find the sanctuary of Nossa Senhora do Carmo da Penha, Our Lady of Penha. The sanctuary was built starting in 1930, according to the design of the renowned architect Marques da Silva, who also chose the location for his work. It was completed in 1947. It's worth spending more time here, especially in the summer, enjoying a break from the heat and soaking in the tranquility and beauty of this place. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Guimarães, the birthplace of Portugal. From the medieval castle and the palace of Dukes of Braganza to the picturesque views from Mount Penha, the city offers a wealth of historical experience. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. See you on the next adventure!